Well, hey there, friends. Welcome to episode number 167 of It'll Be Fine. I'm your friend and your pal, Kelly Zemnickis. You can see behind me, it's nighttime. We got a little nighttime bake going on because my guest today, it's a little earlier in the day where she is. We are heading up for the very first time to the Yukon. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to welcome my friend. I haven't seen her in a minute. Emilie Lefrançois is on the show today. Emilie lives in Whitehorse. She's a teacher up there and a stand-up comic, so she's a rock star. And today we are doing something that only needs 3 ingredients. We're making a cake with 3 things. It's gonna be fun. Je pense. Peut-être, peut-être pas.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, one sec. Hello!
So happy to see you. How are you doing, my dear?
I am good. Can you hear me well? Sometimes my computer is okay.
I can hear you just fine. And someone in my home decided to put on the dishwasher. So if there's a beautiful cascade of water as we do this, it's the dishwasher.
Oh my God, listen. Saturday, I had an online appointment with my therapist, and there was a guy in my yard, like a meter from my window with the leaf blower thing, like, and she's like, how was your week? And I'm like, that was fine. And he's like the worst. And then he stopped, and I feel like he lingered there to listen, like, because I was like, I've been really anxious. And I'm like, is he still there? Oh my God. So I get it. Strange noises. We're going to get through it.
We're going to get through it. We've been through more difficult things, I'm sure. I'm sure. How long have you been up in Whitehorse?
It's my 3rd year. Can you believe it? Like, I know it's
what?
Just, yeah, it was 2 years in July. Yeah.
Holy crap.
I know. Like all the the city vibes and all the city, it's all gone. Now I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm just not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna put on makeup. Yeah, it's great. And like, you know what you would love in the Yukon? You would love the people. There's so many characters here. And like everyone that ends up here is like from a totally different background. They went through so many places and they ended up here. It's the best part.
Because it only needs 3 ingredients.
Listen, you chose the perfect recipe for me because I do not bake. I don't cook. Last week, my friend came over to make dinner. Mm-hmm. He did the groceries. He cooked everything. And I was like, I'm going to clean. And then he cleaned. And my other guy friend was here and he helped him. And I was like, 2 men in my kitchen doing everything. This is exactly what I worked for my whole life. But I don't bake. So the 3 ingredient thing, I'm like, yes. Yeah. But this morning, before I went to school to go teach, I realized I had 1 ingredient out of the 3. I was like, Kelly gave me a little mission and I have 1. But I have the ingredients. I have them. Except I was troubled by the yogurt part. What kind of yogurt did you get? The Greek one or like the regular?
This was in my fridge, and for a hot second, because we make a lot of soup. I live with my parents, for those who don't know. We're big soup people. I for a second thought maybe this was soup. And maybe just before we got on camera, I was like, do I not have yogurt? But this is just a plain yogurt that I'm going to add a bit of vanilla to. And
vanilla, yes.
I just won chocolate honey in a raffle.
Oh, excuse me, Kelly. You go in with like, okay, the big guns. Okay.
So do you what kind of yogurt do you have? Do you have plain?
No, so I got the vanilla one, but like I got the Liberty Greek one. And
Perfect.
because at 7 a.m. at my grocery store, this was the closest thing. And the cornstarch, okay, cornstarch, I don't remember the last time I used this in a recipe. So I was in the baking aisle, and the guy comes by, and I'm like, the cornstarch, where is it? And he literally, Kelly, in front of my eyes, he was like, there it is. I'm like, oh.
There you go.
What do you use it for usually? Like, is it something you use? Am I the only one who's like, no?
The episode that just aired before yours with my friend Aaliyah, it has not aired yet, but by the time this airs, it'll be just before. So the episode that just aired with Aaliyah, I mentioned my beef I have with cornstarch.
Oh.
I would love it, and I have no power to make this happen, I don't think, but I would love cornstarch to come in little like ketchup-sized packets.
Nice. Okay.
Because when you need cornstarch, you don't need much at all. I think this one calls for 5 tablespoons, I think.
But the size that they sell is like a bucket or 2 buckets. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good for like gravy. I mean, for us, you know, we're in the holiday season of like Thanksgiving having just come up. Maybe people by this point are still making their turkey, or for the American friends, Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet. But yeah, it's good for like stews and gravies and soups. Like, you thicken it. It's a thickener. I don't make enough.
Yeah, I know you bake a lot, but do you cook as well? Like, do you cook a lot?
I love cooking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your
my dream would be to have like a show on the Food Network, or I would love to have a diner.
What? I love it.
Yeah. I want to open a diner so badly.
Would it be called like Kelly's Diner? Like, would you just go very classic? Like old, like, you know, like vintage and everything? Or
I don't know what I would call it. There was a spot when I was now it's been about, I guess, 3 years since I was in Latvia, but there was a great name for a restaurant. I think it was called like Spoon and Fork.
Love it.
Which I just really, it's something kind of, you know, obvious but cool at the same time. I don't know what I would call it. Yeah, I'll think on that.
Diner food is the best food.
It is. It is. Yeah. You know what you could do? You could get your students to come up with a name for my diner.
Oh God, I could. Yes. But don't ask me to come up with any graphic design, because I drew something last week and they were like, Madame, what is this? Like, you can't be serious.
But I greased it up with some coconut oil. You can use butter or cooking spray. And then the recipe says to put parchment down. I only have aluminum, which is fine.
Okay, I don't have aluminum. I only have parchment.
Then do it. Yeah.
And so you put coconut oil, and that's a good idea.
Yeah. Because I've mentioned this a couple of times on the show. I've never owned cooking spray, like, ever.
See, I'm a big butter person. Like, this is on my French side. I'm like, butter everywhere. Like, we made pizza last week. I'm like, on the crust. Like, the boys are like, it's disgusting. But yeah, I love it. Okay. So there it is.
That is awesome. I love it.
Gonna do what?
Yeah. So you just want to grease your tray up, then put that sheet above it. It'll just make it easier to lift when it comes out of the oven. So that is fine.
And like, it has to come out of the.
It says this is going to look kind of rustic.
Everything I make looks kind of rustic, Kelly. Like, I'm not gonna do anything other than rustic.
Well, based on the drawing story you just told us about the bicycle, yeah, I guess you're right.
Rustic is the word.
Alrighty. And then once you've done that, we need 1.5 cups of yogurt. You can do a flavored like vanilla yogurt, or like us, you can go plain or whatever, or like me rather, you can go plain. So
you are going plain, but you're gonna add some vanilla to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And possibly some of this fancy honey that I
That
want.
looks cool.
It's from Hive Share in Georgina, Ontario. That's what I'm using.
Oh wow. And it's chocolate flavored, is it?
Yeah, it's got the consistency of honey, but I just thought maybe I'd drizzle it.
That's a
Maybe,
good idea.
maybe I'll do that. Wow.
Okay, so we're mixing this. A cup and a half.
Yeah, so a cup and a half of yogurt. Yeah. I definitely would not suggest doing like sour cream.
Oh God, I don't like sour cream.
I mean, it could work. Because sometimes I've substituted yogurt for recipes that use sour cream, but I think in this case, you should probably go with the yogurt next. So it says if you're using a plain yogurt, this is when you should now add your sweetener and give it a whisk before you add the eggs. So I'm going to do that. Bit of vanilla. Thanks. Yeah, so I'm making mine what? How many ingredients? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. I guess I'm up to 9 ingredients.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I am not going over 3. I am staying at 3. For me, it's the perfect recipe. I'm like, 3 is great.
This is good. Because I had mentioned to you doing this like sweet potato cake, and you were saying that's not so easy to get where you are right now.
No, that week it was pretty bad, but now they're back. But I have to say, fruit and vegetables, like depending on where you're at in the year, we're north of the 60th parallel. So sometimes, you can find pretty much everything. But on some weeks, you'll steer clear of strawberries, or
Gotcha.
But now the sweet potatoes are back. Crisis averted. It's good.
You're on camera. You're on this one. Hi. Hi. Okay, so, but yeah, she's got like more energy than anything. She's also an Aries like me, so she's very fiery. Yeah, I don't know. You're fiery, aren't you? Yeah, you are. All right.
If we talk about signs and everything, I'm a Cancer, so I should love baking and like doing homey stuff, but I hate it. I'm just like, ooh, no thanks. Nope. Oh, you want to take care of everybody? I'm like, no, I don't. Thank you. I'm okay. I can really take care of myself.
I'm glad you're doing this with me, despite your.
Only you. I'm telling you, only you can convince me, because like baking, no. Okay, so you mixed it. Does it already look like brownish?
It's got this little golden color to it. I say golden, but I mean it's not that different. Yeah. It's just a little tan.
It's gonna taste different though.
Yeah.
Good.
I think it should be all right. All right. So now what we're going to do is one at a time add in your egg. We're doing the whole egg. We don't have to worry about separating it. So let's get this going. Wondering if this is going to be I've had a Japanese cheesecake, which is quite a different texture to a New York style cheesecake. I'm wondering if that's what we're making.
Look at us trending, doing a Japanese cheesecake. What's next, Kelly? We're gonna have people lining up at our houses. It's gonna smell amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, I think the company is called Uncle Tetsu.
Tetsu, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I lined up once for that. Oh, that was good.
You know what? I found a booth when they came to Toronto, and it was just like super the thing to do. All these lines. I found a little booth at Union Station that had no line. I never waited for a slice.
I'm not a big fan of waiting in line for food. As much as I love food, I'm always like, but if I'm at the point where I have to wait, I'm already so hungry that I'm hangry. I'm like, I don't want to wait.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. Hanger is a real thing.
It is, right?
It really.
And it can do a lot of damage.
As someone who used to host at a restaurant, yes.
Oh my God, yes, all your brunch stories. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
I gotta say one one bonus to COVID was the fact that I lost my job, and I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Really
You're like, I grew up missing this.
I'm okay. I don't know about yours, but I gotta say this smells kind of nice.
Yeah, it smells good. Yeah.
It smells like springy. I don't know. It smells like spring. Just show the friends at home color-wise. I'm looking for that. What we're going to do is sift in the cornstarch. So basically, what you want to do, if you've got one of these things, that's great.
Yes.
Just dump it in and do like this. If you don't, then a tablespoon at a time, dump it in the mixture and just like take a fork and whisk it around. You can do that too if you don't have one of these. So
how many tablespoons do we need?
Oh yeah, so we need 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Where's my thing? Where did I put that? Oh, here it is.
5 tablespoons. Okay.
I have this dog just staring at me right now, like, what are you making?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So hopefully you can see it. So the cornstarch is there, and then we're just, as I say, sifting that in and then whisking this around.
Okay.
So
You're right. It does smell good, eh? Wow.
It really does. The serving suggestion is with like a cup of tea. This says, I feel like this would be good with like a little Earl Grey or some green tea or ginger tea.
It says that it's portions for one person, right? Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I'm keeping it.
Of course. Yeah. As you're doing this, friends, keep account of how many tablespoons you've added.
Yes.
I'm on 4. I've done 4.
I've done them all. That's good.
All right, got one more. And if I hadn't mentioned it, the oven should be set to 350. So you can do that now if you haven't. Here we go. That's what mine looks like.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Not too bad as well, but there's one side where the parchment paper doesn't reach. I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm
Fine.
gonna risk it. Now it does say that if you're thinking at home like, oh, maybe I'm just not going to use anything to line this pan, it says this will seep through a spring foam pan. And see, my dog is barking because she's like, put in the parchment. So what does the baking instructions say? All right, so bake for approximately 1 hour. What we're looking for is that this puffs up and does not look wet on top. You want more of like a caramel color to the top of it.
Okay.
It will deflate once it's out of the oven, and you want to leave it at room temperature for about 30 minutes and then put it in the fridge for about 2 hours.
Okay.
Hey, Dolly, do you see what's in the stove? It's cooking. Yeah, it's baking. Do you see what's in the stove? It's baking. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be good, right? It's gonna be fine, right, Dolly? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this. There's also egg on my phone, friends. This is behind the scenes of It'll Be Fine.
Okay. How does it look?
Oh my gosh. So I should have taken a little video when it came out because it was taller, and very quickly this thing just like collapsed. But it looks like,
Oh God, mine too.
it's crazy. It really looks like the picture in the book. Whoops. Let's get this here. There we go.
This looks good, Kelly. Wait, mine doesn't look like this.
It looks like the picture on the website. It's really crinkled. It looks like almost like a crepe. It's our bake. We can do what we want.
Yes, that's
Exactly.
the attitude that I like. Yes.
So, friends, leave it at room temperature for a little bit, then put it in your fridge, then you can eat it. So it's just a bit of a letting it chill, letting it rest. Like we all need to just take a breath, just
Yes.
zen, very zen.
Me before my day cream. Me after. No, it's not even, but oh well. It's this very good microbrewery here. It's called Winterlong, and they make these fantastic beers. I have a ton of them in my fridge, and I mean, Bingo and Secret Destroyer are the main ones. I might have 20 of them, and the strange thing is, I never drink one. So I don't drink. I might have one drink every season, and even so, if I have this can, I'll be like, yeah, like it's not good. I don't like alcohol for me.
Yeah.
But I'm a terrible hostess with food, so at least I'm like, if you come to my house, you can have a beer. I'm a horrible cook, but please get drunk.
Hi.
How did it turn out for you?
Well, I'm about to cut my slice, so we're gonna see. How about you?
Okay, I cut my slice, and I always look for any excuse to use. I have like 2 good plates. I don't know for you, but I'm a big fan of like pottery and like artists.
Ooh.
And so this is new for me in my 30s. Now I'm like hunting for like plates. I'm like, oh, and there's this, my favorite, she is in BC, but she's originally from Quebec. Her name is, so the pottery is called Monashi. And so the plate is like speckled. I love it.
That's a beautiful plate. Oh no,
my thing.
I want to get a fancy plate.
Get a fancy plate.
I think I'll do a fancy plate. I recently went to like a thrift store with a friend, and I found these.
Ooh, I love it. I love the detail around.
I know.
Ooh.
I haven't figured out where this plate is from based on the fancy inscription, but it was like $1. It was great.
Love it.
It was awesome. Yours too. All right. Now the look of yours when you just held it up, it looks like the picture.
It's like I cannot slice a tiny slice. I'm like, no. We're gonna slice a real slice, Come on.
There we go.
Yay! All right. Good.
All right, we ready to try this?
This is it. This is the ultimate test, Kelly.
Okay. All right. Bon appetit.
Yes. Okay.
Cheers.
Try this. Okay. How's yours?
It is exactly like that cheesecake, the Japanese style cheesecake. This is pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. It's not too sweet, eh? It's like just sweet enough.
Yep, this is gonna go very good with my coffee in the morning because right now it's midnight for me.
I know, it's so late. Oh my god. Are you like a night owl? Okay.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, I'm curious to know how, as it sits longer in the fridge, how the flavor is going to change.
Yeah.
The recipe does say it's going to get richer the longer you let it sit, but it is exactly like a Japanese style cheesecake.
Mm.
I
It's
really
good,
like it. It's good.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It's going to go well with coffee.
It's going to go great with coffee. Now, are you going to share this at school?
Okay. I have a thing. I went to the restaurant last week with my friend who was visiting.
Yeah.
And the waitress, it's a place where I really love the tiramisu. And she came to our table and she said, and I said, I want to get the tiramisu. And my friend said, oh, I'll get one as well. And she went, these are pretty big tiramisus. Do you want to share one? And I was like, I really went aggressively, no, I don't believe in sharing desserts. At the restaurant, because I'm like, if I order dessert, it's because I want dessert. And these sneaky people who are like, I'll just grab a bite of your dessert. And then they're like,
Yeah.
But that's my opinion on desserts. But if I bake it, I'll bring it to school because I'm not going to eat the whole thing alone. I can't. And Bring this to a staff room full of elementary school teachers. 1 hour, it's gone. It's gone. It's over. Not even. What am I kidding? Half an hour, there's nothing left.
Like my plate, it's empty. I inhaled it.
It'll be